Today we will be learning about what is an offshore company and what are the advantages of using an offshore company. An offshore company is an enterprise which only carries out economic activities outside the country in which it is registered. So, an offshore company can be any enterprise which doesn't operate at home. At the same time, according to public opinion, an offshore company is any enterprise which enjoys tax-free or low-tax status in the country of registration. In the USA, the term offshore company is also used as a synonym for any overseas activities. The offshore company existed in ancient Greek times, when Greek merchants offered their wares from nearby islands in order to escape the taxes in Athens. The format of the modern offshore company, however, is undeniably linked to the United Kingdom, and it was the British who developed the offshore company as we know it today. It was English corporate law, adopted in one form or another by just about every British territory, which provided the basis for the establishment of the laws necessary for the incorporation of offshore companies. If we examine the most significant tax havens where it is possible to incorporate offshore companies, then the British legislative routes can be discovered almost everywhere. And here it is not just the everyday transplantation of offshore companies as is the practice in common law, which we are talking about, but the legislation itself, based on the English law, specifically allows for the establishment of the offshore company, often through a separate law. For example, numerous jurisdictions have copied one of the most popular laws regarding offshore companies of the last 25 years, the British Virgin Islands IBC Act, which replaced the BC Act. Though the rules for the formation of an offshore company hardly changed under the new law. The only real change in the British Virgin Islands is that while it was possible earlier to form an offshore company with bearer shares, this possibility has now been very tightly restricted. It is still possible today for an offshore company in the BVI to issue bearer shares, but such an offshore company will pay a minimum of $1,100 in annual tax as opposed to $350. And an offshore company formed this way has to deposit the issued shares with a person specifically authorized for the purpose. Unfortunately, public opinion today is not particularly positive in its analysis of the offshore company. In many cases, even many economists see the offshore company as something dark, not totally legal, and a company form which offers the possibility of providing dishonest solutions. Naturally, the various media have also contributed considerably to the negative image of the offshore company. For the press, ever hungry for sensational stories, offshore companies are now more like celebrities who are always involved in some kind of scandal. If an offshore company appears in the news, the item hardly deals with the actual content of the transaction. But in most cases they immediately try to show the negative aspects of offshore companies. The questions which clients put to our staff in regard to the formation and operation of offshore companies in 2009 were both interesting and informative. We would like to share some of them with you, in the hope that the questions and answers relating to offshore companies will be of great help to everyone in dispelling the numerous misconceptions surrounding offshore companies, and will also help people find orientation within the world of offshore companies. Visit our website at www.lavco.com for more information regarding tax optimization strategies. Since 1991 we have been helping our clients with formation of offshore companies in more than 40 locations, in both offshore zones and onshore zones. Offshore bank account opening in the most trustful banks in the world. Secretarial and administrative services, and with formation of offshore trusts and offshore private foundations. Let us help you take the next step and contact us for immediate free information and advice. Visit our website at www.lavco.com or add us to Skype. Our Skype name is lavco_Cyprus, or email us at cyprus@lavco.com.